Hello, and welcome back, I guess, to not only you but myself, to talking with you. So I don't really have too much planned for this live video. Also, I do want to point out that I got a new microphone since the thing on my camera on my phone does not like to work. The microphone on my phone. So I have this new microphone right here, and so yeah, we'll see how that goes. But okay, so there are a few things that I want to make sure that I touch on. But just going off right off the bat, just a little check-in. I went live this morning as well, which was interesting because I was feeling so not grounded, maybe not prepared, not quite ready, but I did it, and it was actually a very big step for me not to feel ready or quite understand what was supposed to happen, and the cards that fell out were not only for me but for everyone else as well, and they were actually very clarifying. So yeah, and then throughout the day I've just been able to do things and experience and hear and listen and just to be, and so now I'm in this space of acceptance or understanding or developing, growing, whatever it is you want to call it, but I'm there. And so I woke up this morning, okay, and I did not feel grounded at all in any sort of a word, which is great, because I did want to have that cosmic connection while I slept. But then waking up, I just wasn't prepared that I needed to ground myself so much more. And so throughout the day, I carried around this little guy, a little red jasper for grounding and self-empowerment. And then I also carried around my blue lace agate to help me clarify and just be more aware of what it is that I needed to speak on. And being comfortable and okay with speaking my truth, even if I wasn't quite understood by myself, even. So that's how we were today. But going on, there are a few things that I want to talk about. So I have my little journal. Just open this up and get to the page. And just kidding, I didn't write it in my journal. This is how today's going. So maybe you feel the same way, but I wrote it on an opened envelope, okay? So if that doesn't explain how things are going, I don't know what does, but that's how it's going. Okay, so this is like my checklist for the day. Okay, so the first thing that I really wanted to touch on, I read this poem. I felt called to a poetry book that was on my shelf. It's been on my shelf. I haven't read the whole thing. I'll pick it up every now and then and read a random poem. But I felt called to read it today. And I've been seeing the specific numbers, and so I turned to those pages. And so I just want to read this poem to you real fast. And this music sounds really loud, so we're just gonna turn it down to there. Okay, so going right off. This poem is called Dover Beach by Matthew Arnold, okay? And it reads, "The sea is calm tonight. The tide is full, the moon lies fair. Upon the straits, on the French coast the light gleams and is gone. The lifts of England stand, glimmering and vast, out in the tranquil bay. Come to the window, street is the night air." I just want to take a little breath. One more. Only from the long line of spray, where the sea meets the moon-blanked land, listen, you hear the grating roar of pebbles which the waves draw back and fling, at their return, up the high strand, begin and cease, and then again begin, with tremulous cadence slow, and bring the eternal note of sadness in. Sophocles long ago heard it on the Aegean, and it brought into his mind the turbid ebb and flow of human misery. We find also the sound and thought, hearing it by this distant northern sea. The sea of faith was once too at the full and round earth's shore, lay like the folds of a bright girdle furled, but now I only hear its melancholy long withdrawing roar, retreating to the breath of the night wind, down the vast edges, drear and naked shingles of the world. Ah, love, let us be true to one another, for the world which seems to lie before us like a land of dreams, so various, so beautiful, so new, hath really neither joy nor love, nor light, nor certitude, nor peace, nor help for pain, and we are here on a darkling plain, swept with confused alarms of struggle and flight, where ignorant armies clash by night. I just want to read that last little part one more time, because it really, that was like what had me stopped to read this for you. It says, "And we are here on a darkling plain, swept with confused alarms of struggle and flight, where ignorant armies clash by night." And this book is called Pocket of Poetry. That's what it is. But yeah, it's just like a collage of poems, basically. And we are here as a darkling plain, swept with confused alarms of struggle and flight, where ignorant armies clash by night. It's just so beautiful. And it's talking about being in the dark and being confused and fighting war, like all these things, all these moments, all these unknowns. And we are here on a darkling plain, like that's where we're at. That's where we're at. We're in the dark. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what's going on. We're unsure. We're unaware. We're unknown. Swept with confused alarms of struggle and flight. We are being tossed every which way, okay? We're confused. We don't know what's true. We don't know what's false. We don't really know what's going on. It's this struggle between what we feel like we need to do, what we feel like we don't need to do, what we feel like we should do, while still maintaining our safety and our balance. Or we could just run away and hide and just try our best to ignore it all and just move on and keep with our natural rhythm and our normal routine, where ignorant armies clash by night. There are so many battles going on that we aren't aware of. Life is going on. Life still continues, and those battles that are being fought, whether it's in the stars, whether it's non-physical, whether it's actually physical and you're fighting for your life, whether it's by you, by a friend, by a guide, by an angel, by a galactic, there are so many armies fighting right now. And it's all, there's a sense of ignorance in all of it. There's a sense of ignorance in all of it. And I don't want to say like you're fighting to live because you're scared or you don't know about the unknown, but in a sense. But at the same time, we're fighting to live because we want the known that we've always known. And then there's the other side of it where the galactics and stuff are fighting for what they know and what they know we can be and what we are going to be, and how they want to influence that. But we we don't know. And then this is the one that like really boggled my mind, is that as we're fighting against like fighting to stay in love and light and positivity and optimism and acknowledgement and all of that, there's the other side of it that's fighting to keep us in the fear, keep us in the hatred, keep us in the loss and all of that. And there's an army that is fighting to keep us there because they are scared of what we can be. They're scared of who we can be, and because they know our power. But they know we don't know, and they're scared of us knowing. And so that's where that fear comes in. And so this ignorance in the clash between armies is on every side of every battle. There's an ignorance and a not knowing. And that's fear. I talked in one of my other videos about how fear is simply a misunderstanding. We don't understand, and so we fear. And in that fear, we find a sense of power, almost, because we can be afraid of it. But we don't have the power. We don't find that we find a sense of power in the other thing. We don't find it within ourselves. Because it's an unknown, it's a misunderstanding of we don't have the power, that has the power, the other thing has the power. But in reality, in any reality, we are the ones that actually have the power. We have the opportunity to create our realities, our lives, the things within us. So that's what I wanted to talk about that on. Yeah. I'm just going to put that little pocketbook of poetry over there. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about was how when people think of the word magic or wonder or breath or life or all these like positive words, and then they're trying to come up with examples, I've noticed it in myself and I've noticed it in others. They're like, oh, yes, I'm grateful for the trees and the breeze and the birds chirping, and those are the main things that people come to use. And so I just want to give a little challenge to find something that you're grateful for, that you find wonder in, and magic, and enlightenment, and sparkles, and light. What is that for you? Yes, you can use the example of, I'm so grateful for the trees and the breeze and the birds chirping. Because they are things to be grateful for. They're beautiful. But there's so much more. I'm grateful for the ocean waves. I don't live next to the ocean. I'm still grateful for them. I'm grateful for the streets. Provide an easy walking ground for us humans. I'm grateful for my communication with my family members. I'm grateful for the dog breath that my dog has. I am grateful for I'm grateful for the single petal of a flower that falls as that flower starts its new cycle. What else? There's so many things to be grateful for. There's so much magic in our life. I'm grateful for the way the light is shining on me to create a shadow. I'm grateful for that cobblestone, because without that cobblestone, that space would be empty. What can you be grateful for? Yeah. I think that's the point I want to get across tonight, is there's so much in this world to be grateful for. And so many of us, myself included, get caught up in the possibilities of the what ifs. What if I get sick? What if this? What if that? What if you were grateful? What if you acknowledged consciously all the things there is to be grateful for? I'm grateful for the bed behind me and each pillow that is on there. I'm grateful for this necklace. I'm grateful for this shawl. I'm grateful for this t-shirt. I'm grateful for my hair curls. I'm grateful for this table, this desk, the phone, the camera on the phone, each and every aspect that makes the phone work. The workers behind making the phone work. As we live in that energy and that livelihood, we bring more power to us, to our acknowledgement of other things, other beings, and we fill ourselves with love, with light, with gratitude, with acceptance, with being, with positivity. And that is the energy that creates change, opportunity, joy. So yeah, I challenge you, find something to be grateful for. I wake up every morning and I write in my journal. I write 5 things. I won't leave until I write at least 5 things. It's harder on some days than others, and so I'm not saying it's easy to find these things to be grateful for. Some of them are kind of weird or, I don't know, odd, but like, I'm grateful for laughter. I'm grateful for the letter S. See? There's just like so many things to be grateful for. As I've written down things to be grateful for every day, I've found it's so much more empowering to myself because I'm aware of what I have. I'm aware of what I have, and so the things that I want either aren't as important, or they're as important, but I know I don't really need it. So just acknowledging what we have brings power to us. So like today, I'll share with you just like 5 little things. I'm grateful for my childhood experiences. Last night specifically, I had this but like this question of like, if I did anything as a child that was odd or concerning, or if I said anything weird, that type of thing, like what happened that was traumatizing. And so I went through that with my mom, with myself, and I'm grateful for those experiences because they made me who I am. They created the possibility of me being here right now talking to you because I have those understandings. Or misunderstandings because maybe I haven't dealt with some of it. I'm sure I haven't dealt with some of it. There's a lot. With each of us, we've lived through so much. I'm grateful for the sleep I was able to enjoy. I slept a lot last night. I'm sure a bunch of you had. It just feels like that was what today was a kind of reset, recharge, gather yourself together day. So I'm grateful for the sleep. I'm grateful for this beautiful and open apartment I get to live in. I have 2 roommates, and we have an apartment, and I just would not have expected myself to be living here. And I'm so grateful for it. I'm grateful for my physical form. That's something that's been always a struggle, so I know like what that's been like. I grew up overweight. I was always the largest person. I was always eating or binging, or it just was not good. Not good in the sense of what is expected in the male physical form. But I'm me now, and I'm proud of the form that I'm in. Obviously, like every day I can make choices for or against or in alignment. But I'm grateful for this physical form. I am grateful I am alive and experiencing. That's one that I don't try to write, but it just feels right to write it every day. And I also say all of these out loud. I am grateful I am alive and experiencing. And that is a very strong one, because I am grateful I am alive. That encompasses I'm breathing, I'm walking, and then I'm experiencing life. Yes, this experience is a little unknown, is a lot unknown, is a different, eye-opening, life-changing, but I'm grateful for it. So I challenge you to find the gratitude and the hope in the situations, in your current situations, and see how that affects your perspective, your drive to even better your situations. Because it provides a sense of clarity. It provides a sense of, I am here. If I want to be there, I can get there, but I am here, and what do I have here that can help me get there? So, yeah, so I just wanted to leave that here. Big, big things to be grateful. So, thank you for watching. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you just about your thoughts on all of this, so go ahead and send me a little message, or not. But yeah, so I hope you have a beautiful, it's nighttime right now, so beautiful night, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.